This is your WCIA 3 forecast first, sponsored by CIBM Bank.
Temperatures tonight, pretty mild. Look at the 40s still taking shape here, Springfield, Effingham, and in Champaign. And overnight, those temperatures are going to go up. We're into the low 50s there if you step out the door early in the morning. But the big story becomes the rain and thunderstorms heading our way. Already starting to see a little line trying to develop. A few showers, as you can see down here closer to I-70, with more expected overnight. We actually will see 2 rounds of rain. 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Another one heading our way tomorrow afternoon. Maybe some severe weather. We'll talk about it coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
Vote no for closing Wiley this upcoming school year. Thank you for your time.
It's an emotional night at the Urbana School Board room for several reasons. Families from one grade school are anxiously awaiting to hear whether their community will be separated for good. And Urbana High School's principal may be asked to not return next year. Good evening. I'm Brendan Morano.
And I'm Jessica Coons. We'll have more on that situation with the principal in just a few minutes. But first, more on Wiley Elementary. More than a dozen people spoke tonight in support of reopening the school after an asbestos removal project is completed. WCIA 3's Scarlett O'Hara joins us live from outside of the meeting. And Scarlett, it is gearing up to be a long night in Urbana.
None of the major votes on tonight's agenda have taken place yet. Public comment lasted nearly 2 hours, and we heard a lot of passion. The majority of people who spoke showed up in Wiley school colors, fighting to keep their community together. A big theme tonight was time. Many Wiley families feel the district is rushing into plans to shut the school down without enough input from parents or a concrete plan for what comes next. Some parents reference Wiley's high performance numbers and high teacher retention rates as reasons not to break them up. On top of the emotional toll they say moving will take on their kids. Many say they moved into the Wiley boundary specifically so their children can experience a diverse student body and staff. But they all agree something needs to be done about the outdated facilities and asbestos. They're only asking the board to vote no for now.
Why no to the asbestos abatement in 23-24? We want and deserve a newly renovated school. Shouldn't we be celebrating? Instead, we are potentially preparing for a funeral, the death of our Wiley community.
One of the proposed uses for the Wiley building after renovations are completed is a destination location like a STEM or magnet school. But some families who spoke tonight said to them, Wiley is already a destination location. They feel the school offers a unique learning experience that will be hard to replicate elsewhere. Now, the board is hearing some presentations before it's time to vote, but another big agenda item that was discussed during public comment is the future of Urbana High School principal Taryn Nance. Similar to those who spoke in support of Wiley, a couple people expressed they felt these administrative changes are rushed. The district announced it would be restructuring positions at the high school, but didn't disclose why. A couple speakers asked the board to give Taryn Nance more time. They praised his efforts to make his community a safer place and his leadership as principal coming out of the pandemic. I reached out to Nance tonight, and he told me he'll be traveling home to Maryland next week, and he's looking forward to spending time with loved ones after this decision is made. He says he'll address this topic when he returns, and we'll be staying here tonight to get the results of these votes so we can bring you an update on our website. Reporting live in Urbana, Scarlett O'Hara, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
A lot to get through. All right, Scarlett, thank you so much.
A man is recovering tonight after first responders rescued him from inside a grain bin today. It took almost 5 hours to get him out. Fire crews got the call around 11 this morning that he'd fallen in. It happened near the intersection of State Street and County Road 150 East in Westfield. That's just east of Charleston.
It's always important to be in grain bins and use proper safety protocols and procedures. I don't know what the protocols and procedures are at this facility. I don't work at this facility as far as working here, but it is always important that we utilize grain bin safety features.
Now, the coworkers say this is the first incident they've had in years. Champaign will be getting over $300,000 to help in its plan to achieve victory over violence. The money would come from the Illinois Criminal Justice Information Authority. It would go to the city's gun violence reduction blueprint, specifically to some faith-based programs and the Trauma and Resilience Initiative. That initiative helps people get resources to address the underlying risk factors when it comes to violence.
It's really going to be a continuation of the hard work that the city has been doing on the Community Gun Violence Reduction Blueprint, so these funds will continue to enhance those services directly.
Now that it's passed, she says they'll start taking applications from faith-based programs to work with them.
Home healthcare workers in Champaign, Tuscola, and Mattoon will be getting a piece of $1 million payout. Almost 70 of them weren't paid overtime they were owed. WCIA3's Marley Capper is live in our newsroom for us tonight. So, Marley, why weren't they paid that money?
The Department of Labor says the owner of the Midwest Home Care in Mattoon claimed his company didn't have to follow the Fair Labor Standard Act because they only operate in Illinois, but a court disagreed. The Department of Labor investigated the company and found Lee McDevitt paid a daily rate to his workers employed as caregivers, but the majority of them worked 24-hour shifts. These workers would stay at their patients' homes to provide them the care they needed, and they weren't getting paid what they were owed. The investigation determined McDevitt owes the affected employees over $500,000 back in wages, plus an equal amount in liquidated damages.
The liquidated damages serve the purpose of to have the employees compensated for any hardship they experienced during their employment when they were not getting paid correctly, when they may not have be able to pay their rent or pay their car insurance or the car loan, or to struggle to pay any medical bills.
He says McDevitt also violated the Fair Labor Standards Act's requirements by failing to keep track of employee hours, including sleep time interruptions. The court has ordered McDevitt to pay the employees. The next step is to figure out a deadline for him to do that. Jessica.
All right, Marley, thank you. Governor Pritzker is pushing back against Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. DeSantis talked to a crowd of law enforcement officers yesterday in suburban Chicago. While there, he attacked Pritzker on several issues, including public safety. He said the Safety Act and other policies represent the, quote, wokeification of public safety. When asked about the speech today, Pritzker turned his attention to DeSantis' education policy.
What he's done in Florida is to try to have the government intervene to a large degree in the quality of the education or the type of education that people are getting, and that will lower it.
The governor continues positioning himself on the national scene as a polar opposite to DeSantis. Today, Pritzker joined a coalition of Democratic governors dedicated to protecting abortion rights in Illinois. Florida is one of the states that has an abortion ban after 15 weeks.
Every 5 years, the federal government renegotiates the Farm Bill. Farmers across Illinois rely on the security net it provides. Today, a roundtable met in Springfield to tell one of Illinois' newest representatives what needs to be in it. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Cole Henke has more on that meeting.
Illinois farmers have a long list of asks for the next federal farm bill. The biggest one, though, protect crop insurance at all costs.
There would be a major drought, flood, whatever the case would be, or a drastic drop in revenue coverage. That could be a game changer for a lot of farmers here in Illinois, that's for sure.
Congresswoman Nikki Budzinski is sitting on the Ag Committee in D.C., which will negotiate the bill. Today, she held a roundtable with farmers across central Illinois for her newly appointed Ag Advisory Committee.
So this is an opportunity for me to really advocate for our agricultural economy here in central and southern Illinois.
The crop that farmers are preparing to put in the ground will be their most expensive crop ever. Fertilizer and other input costs remain high, and the cost is also hitting livestock farms just as hard.
Since COVID, really, we haven't seen a lot of new construction. Costs are very high. It is much harder for a son or daughter to come back to the farm and build that barn when the cost of raw materials has skyrocketed so much.
Budzinski is one of 3 Illinois representatives on the Agriculture Committee, joining Representative Mary Miller and Representative Eric Sorensen. Miller is the only one with experience on the committee. It's a big change from the last decade, when Rodney Davis and Sherry Bustos had leadership positions on the committee.
We lost 2 great champions for agriculture in Illinois. When they both disappeared off the scene, it made you wonder who's going to be next, who's going to be able to take up that mantle.
Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Henke.
The Congresswoman says one of her biggest focuses is on nutritional programs associated with the Farm Bill. That includes SNAP benefits, providing fresh, healthy food for families.
It was a big night for one Fighting Illini player, what he accomplished for the first time in his career.
And the weather may be tricking us into thinking it's gardening season, what experts are saying about when you should start planting.
Kevin, when are you going to plant your roses?
Yeah. Let's see.
You're a big
I'm a big
gardener.
green thumb guy.
Green thumb.
Yeah.
You like to mow your lawn.
I do like listen, the smell of a nice freshly cut lawn.
Oh, I want to bottle that.
Yeah.
So you like that?
Yeah, of course. It smells like summer.
It does. It's going to feel like summer maybe tomorrow. Maybe not summer. More like spring tomorrow. Today, not so much. Only 46 for a high. With big-time changes. Tomorrow, heavy rain, severe threat. Things turning colder in the forecast coming up.
Live from your local news leader, Jessica Coons, Brandon Morano. Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Kevin Lighty and Brett Behrens on sports. You're watching WCIA 3 News at 10.